A question I hear a lot, and certainly one I've asked myself: if twin flames have such a huge impact on your life, why does nobody seem to know what they are? We've all heard about the idea of soulmates in Hollywood films, but the moment I mention the phrase twin flame, people look at me like I have two heads. The evidence for twin flames is all around us, constantly. Once you start to see them, it becomes harder to not see the signs circling us the whole time. One of the best terms I think I've heard the twin flame journey described is a divine journey hidden from the masses right in plain view. Perhaps some of it is down to the common misunderstandings between twin flames and soulmates. Most of us use the term soulmate as a kind of catch-all answer for any kind of romantic connection. Of course, once you've started to experience the twin flame journey, you know better. However, as with any kind of spiritual work, there's sometimes a lot of persecution, so twin flames tend to work on their journey in secret for fear of being misunderstood. One of the things that make my job so hard is there are parts of the journey you just can't understand unless you've felt them yourself. I've learned to mostly explain the twin flame journey to people, but they'll still never fully understand what we go through. Twin flames don't exactly fit into the mold of society. We're like a round peg in a square hole. A twin flame relationship is not what society expects, and the closest they get is the idea of a soulmate, and even then, their understanding of a soulmate is supposed to fit into what they consider a relationship should be. Whether knowingly or not, people who don't understand the journey you're on can end up holding you back. They might be acting from a place of darkness, or they might be genuinely trying to help you and just not understanding what you're actually doing. Once you start speaking to other twin flames, it can become easy to forget that not everyone has a twin flame. It's an incredibly rare connection, and the reality is it's likely that nobody else in your life is going to experience the journey. They'll never fully understand it at all. The masses don't experience anything like the twin flame journey. The turbulence of a separation phase, for example, is rough enough without other people in your life comparing it to their last breakup. They mean well, but that doesn't really help. If you do have someone who is supportive enough to try and help you through the journey, it's likely they're on a spiritual path of their own. It's usually the more awakened of us who are willing to accept the twin flame connection, even if they haven't fully experienced it themselves. Twin flames are not a secret. It's not like we're going out of our way not to tell people. It's just a hard thing to try and explain, and there's no way to put it entirely into words. A lot of people I talk to going through their own journey use terms like, "Am I going crazy?" since it's a hard thing to come to terms with, even when you're the one experiencing it. Twin flames are about more than just a romantic connection. The connection frees us from the background noise of modern-day society and pushes us, and humanity, towards something greater. Important for us, important for the human race, but hard to show on a sitcom or Hollywood movie, which is where most people even learn about the idea of a soulmate. So it's not that you can't or shouldn't tell people about your twin flame journey. I tell people every chance I get. My friends were probably sick of hearing about it. But you have to be careful. As hard as the impulse might be to constantly talk about your twin or what you're going through, if you tell the wrong person, it can set your journey back even further. Society already places enough strain on twin flames, and the journey can be hard enough. My advice is only to tell people who you know will be able to offer you real support. People who will help you focus on your own internal spiritual path and ease some of the burdens without placing additional strain on you. Sometimes we don't always know who these people are, but the best we can do is take our time and trust our intuition. There's no reason to keep your twin flame secret from people who you know will support you. There's no secret society of twin flames who will kick you out of the club. Anyone talking like this really isn't worth listening to. The twin flame journey should be open and honest, and the truth is, we probably don't fully understand it. What about telling your twin flame? This is where I really can't tell you what to do. In general, you won't need to tell them. On some level, they're already going to feel the connection, but the less spiritually advanced twins, usually the runner, just won't fully understand what they are experiencing. Sometimes telling them can throw them even deeper into soul shock. And sometimes telling them can help them understand what you're both feeling. There's no right or wrong, but my best advice is to avoid trying to force a label on it. Sometimes they'll be resistant to it, and giving it a name might make their shadow self feel boxed in. Instead, cherish the connection and bond you have together. Focus on your spiritual path and help your twin do the same as best as you can. As your path progresses, they already know what you are. You don't really need to put a name to it.